What's happening, YouTube? Jonathan Perriente here, coming at you guys with another video. Ask you guys to please continue to check and subscribe to my channel for more YouTube videos. And today, even I know during the times we are in right now with COVID-19, we did have another recent Yu-Gi-Oh product released. It's Mechanized Madness, and we're going to open up a structure deck box of it today. This is a very interesting set. This is new support for an old archetype called the Machinas, or the Machinas as they were called. They came out in a structure deck known as Machina Mayhem, which was kind of the first bit of potential that this deck might have. They have a new boss monster in here. He's on the cover of it, and we're going to open it up right now, and we'll take a look. But this is a very interesting set. It's an all-earth machine deck, the Machinas. They have abilities to special summon monsters, and they can do a lot of cool things. And we're going to open this up, and let's see what cards are in here. I haven't opened this yet, so here we go. Now, the interesting potential for me, I particularly want this deck for one reason, and as a train player, as a guy that plays trains, first of all, I love the fact that they got a new level 10 monster in here, which is what can help facilitate the train deck, which is brilliant. And it's the very first card on the box, and here it is. It is Machina Citadel. So this is the brand new boss monster. We're going to go through all the new cards in this set. There's also a lot of very good reprints in here. But the main ingredient here now is Machina Citadel. And this is the big boss monster for the Machinas, and it's great support for trains. It's a level 10 Earth Machine monster, and has the following effect. It cannot be normal summoned or set. Fine. Must be special summoned by a card effect. As a quick effect, this is what's really cool about it, you can target any machine monster you have, destroy it, and then all monsters with attack less than or equal to the machine you destroyed all get destroyed with them. So this is like a little bit of a Raigeki, kind of like a mini Raigeki, and it can be done on either player's turn. It's really insane. And then it has another cool effect when it's in the graveyard. If a face-up Earth machine you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect except himself, you can then special summon Machina Citadel from your graveyard. Wow. I mean, how great is that? So the great thing with this is you want this in the graveyard. So if you play trains, you can dump it with Switchyard. You can summon it out with Urgent Schedule. You can summon it out with Pegasus Railroad Stampede. Just incredible. And this card, for it to be able to blow up your opponent's board on either player's turn when you're in a desperate situation, this card can be really good. You can have your own machine destroy itself on purpose to then summon out Citadel, maybe get over it with a bigger monster in Citadel, and it just gives you so much variety. So it's going to be really important to have this card in the deck. Next card we have is Machina Possessed Storage, Machina Possessed Storage. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can target any Machina monster in your graveyard except himself. Special summon him in defense mode, but it cannot activate effects this turn. Then you can also target any Machina monster you control, other one, and one spell or trap your opponent has, and you could bounce them back to the hand. So this card's interesting. You'll be able to kind of get over some back row that maybe you don't want to see. And the great thing is it doesn't have to be face up or face down. That's what is so brilliant with this card. So you can get over a troublesome floodgate if you get into a rough spot. If you're able to get around it like that, depending on the situation. The Possessed Storage is, I think, really, really solid. Next card after that, we have Machina Air Raider. This is a interesting level 8 machine, 1500 attack, 26 defense. You can discard one other Machina monster, special summon this card from your hand. During your opponent's turn, you could target any machine you control, and then special summon from your deck any Machina with a different name and an equal or lower level than that monster. And since Citadel has to be summoned by a card effect, you can just bang it out if you want, and etc., etc. And if you do, destroy that targeted monster. So Air Raider is a nice card to regenerate and kind of recycle cards to an extent. You can target it. You could summon from your deck. You can just kind of turbo out other cards. It doesn't recycle. I'm getting that mixed up with the next one, but it does a lot of cool spamming and doing a little summoning, so it's pretty cool. Then we have Machina Redeployment. Machina Redeployment. I keep getting it wrong. I don't know if it's Machina or Machina. I'm probably butchering it, but whatever. All right, so Redeployment is an interesting card. You discard a card. It has one of the following effects. You discard a card, and you can add 2 Machina monsters with different names from each other from your deck to your hand. Or, if you discard any Machina card, you can add 2 Machina cards with different names from your deck to your hand. So this is a good variety card. It gives you really good options of searching capabilities with Machina. Something the deck didn't have, and this card will really help speed up plays, maybe to get Fortress into your hand, maybe to get Citadel into your hand quick if you really want to, just really extend plays. This card for Machina is really good. I'm glad they made a card like this. The deck didn't have searching, and this is huge now. All right, then we have a very interesting spell. It's Unauthorized Reactivation, and this is a very good card, really not in Machinas, but in ABC. Target 1 machine you control, equip 1 appropriate machine union monster from your deck to your hand. From your hand or deck to that monster, but the monster you equip cannot be special summoned. This is basically a mini Union Hanger. I mean, how amazing is that? So you have Union Hanger, and you can use this card to do an equip. And you could do it on either player's turn. It's a quick play spell. That is something that ABC didn't have. Let's say you want to try to kill a Dragon Buster. Okay, I can just chain reactivation. I can equip Dragon Buster with Buster Drake, protected from spells. I could equip it with a Wyvern, protected from traps. I can put a Assault Core, protected from monsters. And the fact that you can use this as a quick play is insane. Like, what other card gave ABCs this power? This is insane support. And this is going to be really good in protecting their monsters from being destroyed. It's really good. Incredible card. Then we have Machina Irradiator. This is another new support for the deck. You can discard any Machina monster, special summon this card from your hand. Then you target a machine monster you control and special summon from your Grave of Machina with a different name and an equal or lower level. And if you do, destroy that targeted monster. So this also can do a lot of summoning from the grave. You can summon from hand. So it really does a lot of cool abilities of just, again, spamming, swarming the board. Something Machinas weren't able to do consistently in Mayhem, but they're now going to do even more in Mechanized Madness. And I won't be surprised if some people play this deck. It's not the greatest deck on Earth. I mean, this is not going to be like a Tier 0 deck. But I think it's a deck you're going to see that people will play. So definitely be on your eyes and ears for these cards. The support in here is really good. All right, here's one of the reprints, and this was the old boss monster of Machina Mayhem, Machina Fortress, and get my camera focus there. Those of you that don't remember what Fortress does, you discard machine monsters whose total levels equal 8 or more, and then you can summon this card from your hand or your graveyard. So you can even discard himself with a lower level monster and then just summon Fortress. So that's pretty cool that this card can do that. And this used to be a great boss monster at one point in the game. And then if this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the grave, you can target a card your opponent controls and destroy it. Or if it, in effect, targets him before resolving, you get to look at your opponent's hand and discard a card from their hand. So the Fortress really gives you some good ways of destroying your opponent's field to cripple their hand a little bit. And it's a solid 2,500 beater. It's really, really strong. Another reprint. This was an old super rare from Mayhem, Machina Gear Frame. Just when you normal summon, you can add another Machina from your deck to your hand. So it gave you out the abilities of searching out your Machina cards, and then you can also equip to him. It's a Union monster, so really did a lot of cool things there. It's a good reprint. Peacekeeper, another reprint. This card really never saw a lot of play in Machinas. It wasn't the greatest thing, but it's a Union, so they want to add a little Union support. It makes sense. Machina Force, this card was, if there was any easier way to summon this card, I would have loved to play it in the deck, but... And it's a shame. It's level 10, but you need to have Commander Covington to do it, and it's just not worth having in the deck. But it's a good reprint. Machina Megaform, this is a good reprint as well. Tribute this card, and then you can summon out a Machina from your hand or deck, so you could bang out Citadel, you can bang out Fortress. And then you can bring this guy back by banishing... You could banish Machina Fortress, which sent to the grave while this card's in the grave, so it really does a lot of cool things. So Megaform can really kind of do a lot of resurrection. Machina Cannon... Nobody really played this much. Wasn't the greatest. Maybe some people tried to pump it up a few times, but it wasn't really great. But it's a good reprint. Machina Soldier, good reprint. It never really saw a lot of play greatly. I mean, you need to normal summon it for it to work, and kind of a little slow. Machina Sniper, protect Machinas, other Machinas from being attacked. So your opponent can't attack other Machinas except him. Defender, didn't see a lot of action. Commander Covington, this is to bring out the force. It's just not that easy. I wouldn't use it. It's very hard to play in the deck. But Jizukiru, this is a nice reprint. This is one of the good kaijus. It's level 10 as well, good in trains, and you can, again, like what all kaijus do, you can just tribute off your opponent's cards to summon them out. So this is a solid reprint to have in a structure deck. This card was going up in price a little bit for about $8 a card or so. Snowplow Hustle Rustle, I really don't know why this got a reprint. I mean, why couldn't Bullet Train have been in here? Bullet Train would have made a lot of sense because that helps Earth Machines, and this is what Machinas is. But why Hustle Rustle was in here, I frankly do not understand that at all. But, anyways, it's another reprint of that we really didn't need, but oh well. GeneX Ally Birdman, that's a fine reprint. I don't think it's seen a reprint in a long time, but it's got the ability to... I don't even know if this card's ever been reprinted, but you return a face-up monster, you control the hand, special him. He can do some cool things as far as making synchro plays, so he definitely, it's definitely a nice reprint to have him here. Scrap Recycler, solid card in Orcists. A lot of people were abusing this in Orcust decks. They're playing Scrap Orcists. You can see this also in, obviously in trains you can use them. You can use them in Ancient Gears. It can do a lot of fun little things, and it's very nice they reprinted this. This has been not easy. I think the only other reprint this had was either in Machina Mayhem or in the Yugioh deck, I believe it was. That was the only time it had a print, so that's pretty good. Torque Toon Gear, this was reprinted in this is another reprint. This was in ABCs. Also, I believe in Yugioh's. This is a very solid card to equip to. You can use this as a tuner as well, so it gives you a lot of variety with making big boards. Torque Toon Gear is pretty good. Righty Driver. Not really many people have used this. This was out in like Dual Overload as an import. Lefty Driver. Deskbot's good to see. Deskbot 1 getting a reprint. This is one of the good ones. You can just summon him if you have 2 or more machines. So that's pretty good. Tried him in trains for a while. Wasn't really great. Deskbot 3, one of the best Deskbots, I think, out of the entire crew. This is a nice reprint. Then we have a couple more new Machina cards. Machina Defense Perimeter. This is a new Floodgate spell. If you control a level 7 or higher machine, your opponent's monsters cannot target level 6 or lower machines you control for attacks, and then your opponent cannot target them with card effects. So this is actually good for any variety of machine monsters. It doesn't have to be Machinas. So this is really good to have. You can play this in Ancient Gear. You can play this in Trains, play this in Machina, whatever Machina deck, whatever machine deck you want. You can even play this in Orcust if you wanted to. You could protect Orcust Nightmare and stuff if you really needed to. But, and if a face-up machine would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target a machine in your grave and you can add it back to your hand. I mean, it's pretty good. This card can recycle. Will it see a lot of play? We don't know. Machina Armored Unit. This is another reprint. Never really saw a lot of good action. It's not great, but it's there. Iron Call. This is a good reprint. ABCs like to use this. You target a level 4 in your grave, special summon it. Effects are negated. That's fine. ABCs don't care about. The ABC pieces don't care about their effects activated on the field. It's when they go to the graveyard. Iron Draw. This is kind of a cute card. It gives you draw power, but you need to have 2 machine effect monsters, and then you can only summon 1 more time, special summon, which is a little bit risky. So you have to really know what you're doing and play this at the right time, but it's good to have a reprint. Magnet Reverse. This is another good reprint. You could take any machine or rock monster that's banished or in your grave that cannot be normal summoned or set, so Citadel works. You could play this also in Bad Emancipators because it works with rock monsters, so it's very, very solid there. You could play this in Ancient Gear. You could do a lot of cool things with Magna Reverse. Even Sky Strikers for a time were using this, so it still could if you want. Limb Removal, again, another reprint of this card. Very good for doubling machines and just pushing for game. Ties of the Brethren. This is kind of a nice reprint. Does prevent you from further doing a battle phase, and it kind of shuts down your special summoning a little bit. But it's solid, good for, again, swarming the board. It's like another machine dupe if you use it right. Pot of Avarice, now that this card's at 3, this is a nice reprint to recycle your grave and draw cards. Cosmic Cyclone, love that they put some back removal in here like this. It's good that this is seeing more reprints now, so it's going to get cheaper the more times it's reprinted. Supply Squad, nobody really plays this, but, nice to see it in there. This is a new trap for machinists. It's called Machina Overdrive. And You can target any machine with this. Special summon a machine with a different name from your hand or deck, so you can bang out Citadel with this, then destroy that targeted monster, and then you could banish this card from grave, and then target 3 machine monsters that were banished during the grave, and you could bring them back in your deck and draw cards. This is good for recycling your cards. That's not bad. Cyber Summon Blaster. Nobody really plays this. I know it can do burn damage, but who cares? Nobody plays it. Back to the front. Again, it's Call the Haunted, but in defense mode. Little slow, but yeah, they made 2 back to the fronts. Trap Trick, I love this reprint. Just recently got reprinted in Secret Slayers. I showed in the video a couple weeks ago. But we're getting into an era soon where Trap Trick is going to get really good, and very soon. Once we get to Eternity Code, Trap Tricks are getting new support, so to have Trap Trick reprinted, that's pretty good, and it's very solid for them. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with soon, so definitely be aware of that. Be Gone Knave. Turn a card to your hand if you deal battle damage. That's okay. Nobody really plays this in a deck, but it's there. Solemn Strike, though, I love this reprint. Amazing how it went from a secret rare in Breakers of Shadow, went to a super rare, and now here it is as an available common in a structure deck. I mean, one of the reasons you probably want to get this deck is just to get a Solemn Strike, just to have it in your deck. And now the price of this is going to be very affordable for players that weren't able to get it before. So really good to have this in the deck. And that is the end of the structure deck. And then here is obviously the next coming set, Eternity Code. That's going to be coming sometime in June now. It was going to be May, but due to the COVID pandemic, it got moved. They revealed the whole TCG list for Eternity Code and what's going to be in there. There is going to be another Machina monster coming in there. It's called Metal Cruncher, a level 9 Earth machine, and it gives you the ability of picking out any 3 Earth machines from your deck, and then you can have your opponent randomly pick one to go to your hand. So that is actually really good when we get Metal Cruncher. That's going to be a solid piece for the Machina deck once we get it in June. So, but for now, fans, everybody that was watching, thank you for tuning in, and see you guys soon.